10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Newbee's turn to ban. DC's turn to ban.
All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the International 6 group stages. This is day number 2 here. The competition heating up fiercely. We're going to have a 2-game series between NewB and Digital Chaos. Both teams doing fantastic so far in these group stages. DC just coming off a nice quick series there. And NewB coming off a 2-0 against Fnatic. So we're going to see how they match up now face to face. I'm Android being joined by Winter. How do you feel about this matchup, man?
Same as last matchup, Newbee should be the favorites in this game. They are much stronger than DC as a whole team, much more experience, and DC, despite having a lot of talent in this team, but they've been around together for just a few months, so I feel like this team has a lot of potential, but they need more time to develop into a very strong team.
What's really the difference between NewBee and DC in terms of their synergy? You know, what kind of goes wrong? What gears get stuck?
Experience and I think overall it's just experience. They have a lot more experience on each of their players compared to DC where they have Mu, Saksa. I mean, Weeha has decent amount of experience, but Saksa and Mu are pretty new to the scene. Resolution and Misery are the two most experienced players on the team. But when you compare it to NewBee, every single player on NewBee has a lot of experience competing at the highest level.
Yeah, I mean, DC kind of the underdogs here, crawling in, competing their way up. They did fairly well in the overall group stages earlier on, but now NewBee, they're obviously a team with a TI under their belt, so they're feeling very confident going in here. Hopefully they perform at par. We've seen some great upsets already in TI6.
I mean, if DC can pull off a very good strategy, I wouldn't say they have no chance at all, but just NewBee is definitely the favorites here in this matchup.
I mean, what kind of strategy do you think DC needs to get done? Do they like to go for early action like Fnatic? Do they like to go out guns blazing, or sit back, calm, farm up, kind of get their momentum going very slowly?
I don't really like playing slow against NewBee. I think I prefer the fast pace where you try to win the lanes with like a support that's very aggressive early game. You roam, you pressure. You don't just sit back and let NewBee farm. I don't think that's a very good way of approaching a team like NewBee. And they're going to do the draw strat again, and they're on the dire side this time, so much more potent. DC open with a Beastmaster, which generally doesn't say much about your overall strat, because the Beastmaster pick can do a lot of things for your team. You can offlane, or you can jungle. You can do like a split push strat with Beastmaster, the Hawk giving you vision, using the Raw for pickoff, or you can use Beastmaster in a 5-man strategy.
Yeah, I mean, I think, again, the Beastmaster, just always something you want to snap up if it's still available in the pool. And Mu does play a very nice Beastmaster here, and he's able to dip back in. We were talking last series about the different kinds of offlaners, and Beastmaster, someone that feels very comfortable just going, grabbing the Talon, taking some time away, and making sure he prioritizes his levels and his items over the need of just slowing down the pace in the lane.
Lion.
Yeah, he jungles very quickly. He's very good at one versus one matchup if he gets that kind of lane. So this hero is just a very flexible pick for your team. And NewBee once again gonna open with the Lion, despite not going up against a Shadow Demon yet or any illusion-based heroes, but they're just getting a hero right now, a support that they are comfortable with. And the reason why I feel Tron is very good on the hero is because he's able to do a lot for your team before Blink. I think that is a extremely good point of Tron playing the Lion, because most players, they try to pull a lot, take farm, they get a Blink, and then they start to move around to get stuff done for your team. But for Tron, he's able to utilize the hero very well, even pre-Blink, setting up kills for his team. And DC is gonna respond with the Winter Wyvern, which is a very good hero against aura-based strategies like Drow, because you turn your teammates against you and you have so much damage because of the aura. So it's a very good pickup against that kind of hero. And NewBee in the second phase is going to remove the Earth Spirit, which is going to allow DC to have a strong late game to strong early game to pressure your lanes. So they are going to make sure that they have a very good early game from the precision aura and not allowing DC to roam and gank their lanes.
Yeah, I mean, if NewBee are really going to go for that strategy of just kind of all in, the laning phase is strong, the mid game is strong, and they want to end it pre-25-30 minutes, what else do NewBee need to pick up to have the rest of that draft put together?
And they don't really have to go down that route, in my opinion. Like I said, Draw Ranger is not a strat where, oh, I pick Draw, I have to just push and end the game. I can always pick a
10
lineup where I have 3
seconds
cores, I
remaining.
use the aura, I can farm, I scale. It really depends on what
5
they want to do,
seconds
and
remaining.
if they feel like DC is going for a very greedy draft, or we want to punish them and we're going all out for the push strat,
Reserve
it's still
time.
possible for them. It really comes down to what they want to pick against DC, what DC have. It's a quite flexible pick in my opinion right now. It's not any more one-dimensional pick in my opinion, the draw.
Yeah, I mean, we got so used to seeing those drow strat picks where it was like 5 range heroes
DC's
just
turn
go
to
in,
ban.
chomping at the bit to get in there and get blood and take towers by, 10 minutes knocking at the racks. But for now, drow can be run as that position 1, typical farm up core going for, even something like the Ags Maelstrom if they want to take this very late.
Yeah, it's
10
very flexible right
seconds
now, and for Newbee, because they're on Dire, they might go for something that can utilize
5
Roshan,
seconds remaining.
so that they can keep taking Roshan repeatedly. That's one of the other
Reserve
options that
time.
they have if they want to go for a late game tri-core strat. Any minus armor heroes with the precision aura, so you can keep taking Roshan.
Yeah, I mean, Slardar comes to mind as a really nice stable offlaner that's available for
Newbee's
Newbee.
turn to
That's
pick.
still a pretty good option. That's a pretty good option. Usually you see a lot of teams, if they don't know what they want to open with their draft with, they can, and they're on Dire side, they can open with Slardar plus a support. It's right now they have Draw Slardar, so Roshan is gonna be easy for them.
10 seconds remaining.
All right, Newbee taking their time for this. Again, they've still got a lot to choose from. Still
5
need their mid laner,
seconds
off
remaining.
laner, a secondary support. I mean, the Winter Wyvern kind of throws a wrench into the details because I think if they were trying to go for that aura strat and that negative armor strat, Wyvern could turn that right back on you. And again, with that cold embrace, you kind of have the pause button in those fights. So I really like this pickup from DC.
Yeah, but for Newbee right now, they are thinking about their roamer. Usually their playstyle is they have one laner and one hero roaming. Kaka is mostly on the roaming hero, unless Chuan is on like a Chen or Enchantress, then he's gonna be doing the roaming. But because they have Lion now, so the more likely setup is Chuan is gonna lane and babysit the carry with the Lion, and Kaka will be on a roaming hero. There's a lot of roaming heroes available still, like the Riki, the Tusk, still available, or they can go for an off laner that can team fight very well right now. Tide is still available. Faceless Void as well is still available for them. Like you want to have a big AoE control to protect the Jaw Ranger in team fights. And Void is one of KP's comfortable heroes. They're gonna go for the Tide.
DC's turn
Yeah.
Like I said before, I personally prefer Tide with Draw because you just need to stay beside the draw and always have the threat of Ravage protecting the draw. And the second reason is you have a hero that buys mech, so you can easily group up and push early if you want. If you go for the
10
Void,
seconds
Void is not so
remaining.
suitable of getting a mech for your team for that purpose.
5
Well, we'll have to see
seconds
what they're going to
remaining.
go for here. DC, again, still 3 more picks that can kind of shift the dynamic here, but with the Beastmaster Winter Wyvern, it looks like
Reserve
DC
time.
kind of want to be, or at least have the ability to have tempo control. They want to know when the team fights are going down. They want to be able to have that Winter's Curse, have the Cold Embrace, have the Roar to kind of be able to put things in their court.
Yeah, that's one way of going about it. The second way is you pick heroes that can kill. Like you want one hero to follow the Beastmaster's roam and gank, and Wyvern is a very good hero to defend the pushers with the Splinter Blast. You move them around. So there are 2 ways they can go about it. Or they just go out in team fight and they try and contest Newbee when they are grouping out and pushing with the Draw and Tide Hunter. These 2 picks from DC are pretty flexible.
Yeah, they're definitely taking their time for this one, not wanting to give away too much. They're still kind of holding their cards close to their chest. And, I mean, Newbee, they're kind of putting it all out there. You know where the Tide's going to go. You know where the Drow Ranger's going to go. And you kind of know
Newbee's turn
that
to
unless
pick.
there's a nice, neat pick from Newbee coming up soon, Lion's going to be played by Chuan. And you kind of get the playstyle worked out there. So now DC, they pick up a Riki. Do you think we have a Lifestealer inbound?
Lifesteal is pretty good against Tide in the team fights. So maybe
10
and
seconds
you
remaining.
have the Cloud against the Ravage, so you prevent the
5
Ravage, and Kraken
seconds
Shell doesn't
remaining.
remove that. So that's a pretty good pick in that regard, and they can pair that with the Lifestealer like you suggest.
Reserve time.
And early game, you can create a lot of havoc with the Riki roaming around. So Newbee, right now, I wonder what kind of support that they go for to deal with the Riki. They're gonna go with the Phoenix, so it's gonna
turn
help
to
them
pick.
with team fight. Right now, it's very difficult for DC to fight head-on against the 5-man. The Tide and the Phoenix, this is very, very strong. So DC are gonna pick heroes that defend well
Newbee's
and allow the
turn
split
to
push to
ban.
happen. So the idea of the Alchemist right now is they have 2 heroes to deal with the push, the Acid Spray plus the Splinter Blast, and when that's happening, the Beastmaster can roam around with the Riki to find pickoffs. And they're banning out the Lifestealer, which
Yeah.
is a really good ban.
Turn to ban.
Obviously, Lifestealer likes to hop inside that Riki, get a free ride into the fights, and is very, very good up against the Phoenix Egg, just courtesy of the Rage being able to go up and avoid that mischance. So now we're going to see Digital Chaos go in, last ban up against NewBee. And NewBee, they've definitely got a ferocious
10
lineup so
seconds
far. What else do
remaining.
NewBee need to really wrap this up in a nice, neat bow?
5 seconds remaining.
Any semi-carry, I think, like Dragon Knight, if they want to go for, like, there's a lot of picks. Dragon Knight can
Reserve
facilitate the push. They can go for a semi-core like Timbersaw. Timbersaw is very good in the lane against Alchemist. There's a lot of picks they can go for right now. So for DC, for themselves, they're looking to finish their draft with a carry. Viper's a good ban because
DC's turn to
they used it
pick.
like, with the Drow last game and it worked very well
Yeah.
against Fnatic.
Yeah.
So what other DC are looking for carry? So what other carries are good? There's still Juggernaut. Juggernaut's pretty good versus the Ravage. You can use your spin and
10
you can use your
seconds
spin to
remaining.
dodge the Ravage, and you can use your spin during the Supernova to
5
hit the egg.
seconds
I think
remaining.
they need something with a little bit more gap close because Drow Ranger's so dangerous from the back lines. They need someone to be able to go in. I mean, would a
Reserve
PL
time.
be totally crazy here?
PL is a bit too slow though. They're PL and Alchemist, and you know Newbee is gonna group up and push very early. So I think PL will be too slow for their lineup. I don't think they will be able to have enough time for PL to come online. PL is really good versus Drow, but he won't have enough time to come online this game. They need a faster carry.
Yeah, I mean, Jug's great
10
because he has that
seconds
magic immunity,
I
but
think Jug or Gyrocopter, like heroes like this, faster.
oh, they're gonna go for the Ursa. So even though DC are in the
Newbee's
Radiant,
turn to
being able
pick.
to exercise that early carry, and they want to keep control over that Roche pit.
It's also because he's very fast paced. They needed a hero like this. You don't need too many items to fight, and you're very good at killing the egg of the Phoenix with the overpower. But
10
he
seconds
definitely needs to
remaining.
go for BKB this game
Yeah.
early. Like probably his build will be
5
just a casual
seconds
mass of
remaining.
death into blink into BKB.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what he's able to do because
Reserve
again,
time.
gap close is going to be crucial up against the Drow Ranger. Control over the Tidehunter. I think Ricky's got to be totally on point with his vision and with his smoke clouds.
10
Otherwise,
seconds
NewBee can just kind
remaining.
of play around with DC.
Yeah, the Ricky's primary job this game is
5
to
seconds.
help them scout, win the lanes. So it's indeed going to be a Dragon Knight. They're going to go a very heavy push strat with their lineup. Mech Tide, Dragon Knight with his Dragon form. They're just going to group very early to push. Once they get their level 6 on both the supports, that's the only like sort of weakness in their lineup right now. They have two supports that rely heavily on their ultimates. And it's kind of greedy to have Phoenix and Lion in some ways together on the same lineup. But Newbee always get to pull this kind of lineup off on their two supports. They give both of their supports enough farm and enough levels.
Yeah, I've actually seen NewBee run a really similar lineup to this way back when in early DPL, so about 2 months ago. Phoenix obviously being unbelievably strong at that point in time, but Drow Ranger comboing up with the Dragon Knight's Dragon form means they can push incredibly quickly.
10
They're going to get that
seconds
green
remaining.
light at level 6, Dragon Knight able to charge down the lane. They can group up relatively
5
easily,
seconds remaining.
and they're just going to be on fire, I think.
Yeah, basically what they want to do with this game is, for DC, they're going to roam around with the Riki to pressure lanes early. And for Newbee, I expect Lion to be sitting on a safe lane. And Phoenix, he's going to be running around roaming to
Prepare
try and
for
help
battle.
out the lanes if Riki's ganking mid, for example. Or if Tidehunter starts with Iron Talon jungle, or he's not going to do that. But when he's jungling, if there's a free lane on the off lane, Phoenix will be there to sap experience. Because it's extremely important and crucial for Newbee to get level 6 on two of their supports to make their lineup work this game. And in the meantime, Tide has to get a mech. So those are the critical things Newbee has to get done correctly. DC with the Riki needs to slow them down as much as he can.
Yeah, I mean, both of these teams look like they want to start out fighting. They want to be able to fight early. They want to be able to go in and exercise a lot of pressure and a lot of push. What happens late game? I mean, what happens if these teams just kind of butt heads and no one really gets the advantage?
Late game, if you talk about the scaling, I would say Alchemist lineup usually has the upper hand because you're going to be able to
30
buy
seconds to
Aghanims.
battle.
If you look at their heroes, Ursa is a great Aghanims upgrade. Same goes to the Beastmaster. Oh, I hear a
Ricky.
smoke.
Is Ricky going to be able to break the smoke from the Dire? Oh,
Oh, that's a very weird smoke though. They want to be able to contest the Alchemist and prevent him from getting the first bounty rune. That's what they have in mind right now. They are expecting Alchemist to be at bottom, but Weehai right now is all the way top, so he's gonna get his first bounty rune without the contest from Newbee.
yep, he levels up
The
that greed. He's
battle
feeling safe,
begins.
so a little bit of a fluke smoke, but they're just going to be going in, and they will be able to go through mid for mid, bounty rune for bounty rune. Everyone coming out even so far.
They are swapping their lanes, so they're gonna do aggressive tri lane with the Drow, and Tide against Beastmaster is like pretty good lane for the Tide. So all in all, Newbee wants to get a very big head start by winning all their lanes through aggressive tri lane. It's not going to give their supports much room to pull and get experience, but if they are able to win their lanes, it's going to more than enough compensate for that. And you see Ricky starting to do his thing in the mid lane right now. There's no sentries for the Dragon Knight. Oh, this is not good. He's going to get abused by Misery a lot.
Yeah, there's definitely potential for that. Now, down bottom, we could have some fights going down. Again, aggressive tri-lane with a Lion, a Phoenix, and a Drow. A lot of damage potential there. And up top, like you mentioned, I think this is going to be a fairly survivable lane if Moo has really good positioning sense.
I don't expect anyone to die in this lane, you know, but sometimes
Yeah.
Dota, it's just Dota. Someone makes a mistake.
There's the potential for Moo to go up really far and just kind of get himself wedged in a tree, but I think he's going to be on top of it this game. They're just going around, smacking onto KP, but nothing too dangerous now.
Yeah, but right now Ricky has gone all the way to bottom lane. I'm not sure if this is the right move though. Like, this lane is pretty difficult for them to contest. It's against 3 heroes and you have 2 melee heroes. You have Ricky and Ursa. So I'm not sure if this is the play here. I was kind of expecting him to roam around between the mid lane and the top lane to pressure. So he'll sort of force the newbie supports to move to you instead of you moving towards the newbie supports. I'm surprised that he actually made this move. Let's see whether it actually pays off if they're able to get a kill here.
They're going in. They want to start things off with the Kaka. They are going to bring in Misery, who's going to get Earth spiked up. Looks like they're going to be wanting to go in for the first blood. It's fire versus ice here as Saksa going to stop flapping around, and Kaka just going to get out with some battle wounds, but no blood spilling just yet.
Yeah, but I don't expect the Ricky to be able to help this lane a lot, so I'm not sure whether staying in bottom right now is the correct decision for him. There's even a sentry in the lane right here for Newbee, so it's going to be very difficult unless they get the D-Ward. Okay, they're going to get the D-Ward on the sentry, so it's going to make life easier for the Ricky if he wants to stay bot, but I doubt he should stay bot. I don't think staying bot is the right play for Ricky here. He's not going to be able to help this lane.
Alright, now taking a brief moment away from that 6-person lane down bottom mid lane, we've got Wee just sitting back going for the 2 points in Acid Spray, trying to keep Moo back, but Moo seems to be farming up just fine. 13 last hits to the Alchemist's 8. He's doing a fantastic job keeping control here.
Yep. This lane should be a wash, like both heroes should be getting their farm. Like Dragon Knight has the armor to deal with the Acid Spray spam, so he has a lot of regen, and you have the Fire Breath to help you with the last hits as well, so I don't think there will be any kills in this 2 lanes, the top lane and the mid lane. It'll be just both heroes farming their lanes, so it'll be just up to this bottom lane where whether the Ricky can actually help the lane or whether Newbee can get an initiation with the Lion or with the Icarus dive from Phoenix to get a kill.
Yeah, I mean, Phoenix is sitting back. Doesn't have a point in that Sunray yet, something you're going to want to pick up at level 2. Alright, there we go. We will see it picked up right now for Kaka, but again, it seems like Misery just kind of sitting back, soaking up. Do you think he's better utilized elsewhere, or is this where the Ricky needs to be?
I think he, like I said, he should be helping the other lanes. I don't think he can do much here. Like, if he goes top when Beastmaster says he's about to approach level 6, they might have a chance to kill. Mid lane, probably no chance to kill. Yeah, the most likely lane to get a kill is when Beastmaster has level 6. They initiate with a Raw into a smoke cloud to try and kill. But apart from that, I don't think he can do much around here.
I mean, Tidehunter's still super tanky. I don't know if that's going to be the easiest kill in the world, but I agree that splitting the XP that thin is really only going to hurt DC when they're so vital here. They got to get Resolution off to a good start. And he's not really getting a lot of farm, he's not really getting a lot of levels, he's not getting any blood. I hope the Ursa doesn't end up starving out.
He has 11 CS compared to the Drow's 20. He's not like super far behind, but Newbee is still getting what they want to. They're limiting the Ursa's progression in terms of levels, and Ricky is down here. Ricky is not harassing the other lanes. Newbee doesn't want that to happen. So this is precisely what Newbee wants for the whole team. They get both 1v1 matchup and try versus try bottom lane.
Yeah, they're showing a lot of control here. Up top, still dead even there. Both offlaners approaching their level 6, and down bottom, we're going to see if there's going to be another initiation coming out. We saw one going down where Phoenix got a little bit low, but nothing really since then. Everyone kind of sitting back, and it's a very tense lane here. Both teams know the blood could start flowing at any minute. Now Ricky going to be going through, pinging out that there's someone crossing into the other tree threshold. Schwan might want to go in and start things off with an Earth Spike Hex. And we're going to see if they're going to go for that. There will be the Frost Arrows cast out onto Resolution. They go with the Sunray, but there's going to be the Winter Wyvern going in.
Oh,
And
what
finally,
a
looks like
stun.
Resolution will be in trouble. One more Frost Arrow should be enough, but no, they're not able to catch up. Now Kaka in some serious trouble, getting burned down by Soxa. There's going to be that Hex coming back out. Smoke Cloud to hold him in place, and Misery looks for that last final hit. Resolution gets the salve channeled up, and that's going to be another stun coming back out. Schwann's an animal on this Lion. Everyone getting low. Schwann will end up being the first blood. Looks like Resolution will
the
get
cold
healed up.
embrace.
Soxa with the Cold Embrace is able to hold him in place, and how? Just trying to get some farm desperately. He's going to continue coming back in. We'll get silenced up by Kaka's Cloud. They eventually get down the Ursa. Now they're looking to turn things onto the Phoenix. All of a sudden, things looking quite good for DC.
Oh, they're gonna be able to get Misery here with the Dragon Tail. Should be able to finish him
he
off.
is burning right there. There's no chance he gets out alive. So Moo with the rotation
Wait,
in will help that be even.
And top, he got a solo kill onto the Tide with his level 6. Tide was running low on regen and he couldn't use the courier, I think. So he couldn't ferry himself tangles south, and Beastmaster pop level 6 got a solo kill. So great play there by Moo on the Beastmaster there. That's gonna put his team in a very good position right now, getting that solo kill.
Now over here in the mid lane, we've got Wee. He just wants to go and he wants to get that bounty rune. Bounty, please. Oh, it's a regen. So the mana's going to be going his way. Fills up to about half. And Moo's dragon form will be coming to an end very shortly. But we've seen just how powerful that can be. He rotated in. He really helped out his team. And overall, DC are able to secure a decent net worth advantage. But NewBee really controlling the potential.
Yeah, overall, with the solo kill on the Tide, DC is still fine with the early game right now, despite not getting as much farm as they want on the Ursa. But overall, the Beastmaster, because he's having a good start, he should be able to repay his team in a short while. Top lane, we see Hao running in with his Frost Arrow, but there's no Gush, there's no Ravage, so they are not going to be able to get the kill on the Beastmaster here. And they're going to leave the bottom lane empty right now.
Yeah, what's the benefit of building Tide the way you're building him, not getting that Ravage at 6?
Like, it's just a basically 1v1 1v1 matchup against the Beastmaster. He wanted to have maximum Kraken and Anchor Smash to deal with the lane, because he was losing the lane. He didn't have enough regen. So that's the reason why he's doing this.
Alright, we're going to have Chuan joining the party. The line comes back up. They don't really have a whole lot of vision there on Misery in terms of who's looking at what. They have one sentry board here, but the Ricky able to slip and slide on through the vision. And we'll see what Chuan's able to do. This Lion feels like he's had, a little bit less impact in the early game than we're used to seeing from Chuan. But again, the Earth Spikes and the Hexes in that last fight did prove to secure first blood.
Yeah, he had two really good Earth Spikes. Like the last spike landing on the hero there, helping them get the kills. But right now we see the raw back up online on Moo, and Misery is keeping his distance close towards Moo in case Moo wants to go in, and he's gonna be there to be able to support him with a raw. But there's 3 heroes at top for NewBee, so maybe NewBee are more than expecting the rotation from the Ricky with the raw coming online.
Yeah, meanwhile, we did have a lot of free farm going Ursa's way, so finally he gets some time to himself, ticks over to level 6, and is able to secure a couple of pennies. Now over here towards the room, we are going to have Moo just trying to go 1v1. Moo immediately pops into the dragon form. No hesitation right there. Phoenix is going to be going in, trying to get the burn damage up. They do have the dragon tail online. Moo should be able to go and retreat back under the safety of his tier 1 tower.
He has Tranquil Boost. There was no way they caught up with him unless they get a right click on him to slow him down, break the Tranquil Boots. But with the dragon tail pop, they wanted to pressure the tower, but immediately Saksa on the Wyvern rotates into D-push.
They've got the roar online if they want to try to turn this now with the Winter Wyvern there and Misery. Maybe they can get something done, but going up against Moo in dragon form is definitely terrifying, especially with the Drought Aura. Now, nice little smoke cloud there from the Ricky does get the silence off. Moo just chilling out in that, not feeling any pressure. I mean, they're really baiting out this primal roar. I think they are just itching for it, but unfortunately, Moo's not going to bite.
This is really good for DC. They're farming on the other 2 lanes, so they don't really mind nothing is happening here. They have 3 heroes against the 4 heroes of NewBee, and they are defending their tower. Alchemist getting farm in mid lane, so they are very satisfied with the outcome of the trade there.
Yeah, Alchemist now dipping away. Looks like Phoenix is going to be going, and Ricky eventually gets the kill up top. The Smoke Cloud doing a lot of work right there. They've got Chuan exactly where they want him. They are able to go through. Drow Ranger might be able to pick up onto Saksa, but there's going to be the Cold Embrace back around. They do have the Ravage onto KP if they absolutely need it, but yeah, Anchor Smash is going to be enough, and one more click from Drow Ranger. And she is able to secure a little bit of farm for herself. Her 2nd kill of the game. She's going straight into Dragon Lance on top of that Aquila Treads.
Yeah, that exchange was really good for DC. They got 2 for 1. They managed to force the
Misery.
rotation as well.
Yeah, Misery is just all kinds of dead here. We'll see what he's able to do in terms of buying out. Nope, just going to be sitting back and taking it.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Did he right click the DK? How did they know he was there?
He had been just kind of pestering the DK, slapping him in the back. I don't think
see.
he anticipated
I was like
as much
surprised.
rotation.
How did Lion know he was there? Okay, I didn't see him right-clicking on the DK. So that was a free pick off there for Newbee. Lion coming in with the dust. Gonna give him his level 5. So 10 minutes in, there's gonna be a Tomb of Knowledge available. They'll probably give it to the Lion since he's gonna be level 6 first. Both the heroes need the level 6, but they might prioritize giving Tron his level 6 so he can smoke and find a kill with the Finger of Death.
We talked in draft about both teams really wanting to take that early advantage, and they're just kind of butt heads. They want Ursa to fight early on the side of DC. They want Newbee to fight early with the Drow Ranger and the Dragon form from the DK. I mean, who do you think's doing a more successful job here at 10 minutes in?
I think DC is more satisfied with their position. NewB, they couldn't really stop the Alchemist from farming, but they were anticipating that the other two lanes are gonna go better. The Tide 1v1 Beastmaster didn't go so well. He got solo killed in the lane because he couldn't use the courier. He needed to send regen, but mid lane, like the mid laner was using the courier at that time, and I guess he tried to be too greedy and he got solo killed. That was not very good for Newbie. It affects the whole game a lot because the solo lane got solo killed. It puts the Beastmaster in a very good position as it allowed him to even get another kill. When his second role came online, he got the second kill on the Lion and they killed the Phoenix as well, both the supports in the exchange. So all in all, DC is really happy with the farm distribution they got on the other heroes and Alchemist getting uncontested farm in the mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, what's the Alc have to translate that to? Does he have to go for Armlet Radiance Manta before he's even able to participate, or can he kind of start having an impact in the game?
Usually it's Radiance, after the Radiance, because he's having a really great game right now, so I guess he should have it at minute 14, more or less. Give or take around that time, so he should be looking to fight after he gets his Radiance. I don't think you fight without... Number one is getting the Radiance, number two, he doesn't have any points in the stun, so even if you TP in, what are you gonna do? You're just gonna drop Acid Spray, so he's gonna farm, get his Radiance, get his levels, then when he has more points in his stun, and when he has his Radiance, he's gonna be able to participate and help his team more.
All right, so we're talking about DC having the advantage. What do they need to do to really secure that, to make sure it is locked and loaded, that they have control over this transitioning mid-game?
If they can sneak the first Roshan with Ursa. If they get that Roshan, then it will be absolutely crucial. Because Ursa and Draw are both heroes that play around the Roshan. They need the Aegis to fully function and play their momentum. So if the Ursa gets it, it will be a huge blow for Newbee. So if DC can somehow maybe smoke the Ursa with, say, the Beastmaster, and they get the Roshan, that will be huge for them.
All right, moving forward, I mean, Newbee, they're at a bit of a disadvantage, about 3,000 net worth in favor of DC. It's not insurmountable by any means. What does Newbee have to do?
The same thing like I talked about before, they need to get level 6 on the Phoenix and the Lion, and they take a fight. From taking team fights because they have much superior team fight in the early stages of the game before DC has BKB on... I think they need BKB on the Ursa and the Alchemist at some point. Both these cores definitely need BKB to team fight well. So before the BKBs come online, Newbee's team fight is definitely stronger and they should use their team fight when they have all their ultimates up to just try to get objectives. Roshan, contest the Roshan, take towers, and get themselves back into the game through all those objectives gained.
Do you think the first big, bloody, all-out fight of the game is going to go down in the Roche pit, or are we going to see something else?
Possible, it's possible. Say if DC tries to smoke and get Roshan and Newbee scouts it out and they realize something is wrong and they smoke towards Roshan and they fight there, it's possible. Or Newbee just 5-man, run down one lane, take a fight, and DC somehow decides they want to fight and, you know, it happens. But I think that if Newbee decides to 5-man down when they have mech and all their ultimates up, DC can defend with, say, the Acid Spray and the Winter Wyvern, and Ursa maybe can try to stick the Roshan. There are a lot of other options they can choose from. It doesn't mean that DC has to defend their towers, they have to take a team fight. It's completely okay for them to find a trade-off, be it getting Roshan or getting another tower elsewhere. But for Newbee, they really want to get 5 heroes down one lane and force the push.
All right, now in terms of where you expect the heroes to be, who do you think's just doing the best? Who's getting the absolute most out of their positioning? Who's itemizing correctly?
Alchemist is getting the most farm.
Yeah.
That's most of the time that's what you want. If Alchemist gets uncontested farm, usually it's gonna just snowball a team out of control. Alchemist will be able to deal with the push alone if he gets a lot of items like Manta, Radiance, send his illusion in to slow down the push, and he's very tanky with that build as well with the Octarine core. So that's one of the main ways for them to be able to deal with the push if Alchemists get those items and those space to farm. And Newbee wants to be able to take control of the map before that stage of the game happens, you know. If that happens, it's going to be very difficult for them. Because their scaling this game is not that great because they went for the Dragon Knight mid. So late game DPS is probably only draw. DK can somewhat carry the game if he gets a lot of items, but if you have the same amount of items against the Ursa and the Alchemist, it might be difficult for you. Because Alchemist is most of the time going to have more items than you anyway, because of the greed. So Dragon, it's very unlikely that DK pulls ahead of the Alchemist, so he has to play around his team.
Yeah, I'm excited to see how this is going to move forward. Again, we are 10 minutes in and DC are dropping like flies. Hopefully we'll get that sorted out soon. But, I mean, do you anticipate the tempo of this game to kind of pick up and start getting more bloody? Or are both teams going to say, all right, let's chill out, let's get our big items before we start YOLOing into things?
I think it's going to be slow for Newbee at the moment because they're still waiting for level 6 on Chuan and Kaka. And Tide needs to farm his mech, but they can fight if, say, DC dives them with Ricky somehow dives them with Beastmaster at the tower and Tide reacts with a TP and a Ravage. And for DC, they're also fine with a slow-paced game because they're farming an Alchemist. And in the meantime, while they're farming the Alchemist, they want to find pick-off with the Beastmaster, the Ursa running around, or get the Roshan. Those are the things that DC want to do. And for Newbee, they want to get level 6 and group out and push.
All right, we'll see what's going to be going down here. Is only the Winter Wyvern left disconnected now. You know, what could be a big upset? What's one kill Newbee could get to really start turning things in their favor? Is it prioritizing the Ursa? Do they have to prioritize the Alchemist?
I think Alchemist should be the biggest kill before he gets his relic, because he's saving up a lot of gold. He's gonna lose a lot when he dies. So I would say that's the biggest kill, because when you kill him, it removes the acid spray out of the equation. So it's gonna allow Newbee a much better time to push the towers.
All right, we'll see if they're going to be able to get that done. Again, I think the first Roshan is going to be a huge turning point in the game. If DC can go through and sneak that and secure that for the Ursa, then they're going to have a really, really solid ability to go and keep control of the game. If Newbee are able to go and perhaps get a fight, get a nice pick up near the pit, then they've got themselves a very even game to work with.
Yeah, right now they're gonna get a tier 1 at top, and Tide is halfway to his mech. Misery at the moment is trying to scout things out. He's level 5 at the moment, so not having his ultimate online yet. But as I mentioned, 10 minutes in, Tomb of Knowledge is already available, so we'll see whether they prioritize giving it to the Lion or to the Phoenix. I mean, Lion's almost level 6, so they probably want to give it to Kaka.
Yeah, I mean, I think you really got to get that, the Phoenix keeping up. Lion should be able to go through and get the Finger of Death on his own, and now Saksa sitting back. He's like literally one creep away from getting that.
Yeah, and Mu was hiding in the trees. He's trying to set up a gank here.
Oh, but he's the one that could be the ganky. Mu coming back in. We've got Flappy Birds going back on through as Saksa comes in, and they're just going to be threatening out everything. Chuan now still no Finger of Death on him.
Oh no, they got the tower. That is bad for Newbee. You can feel that they have this urgency to set up kills to start a fight, and Mu was trying really, really hard to gank the top lane and try to make something happen out of that, but it's not going to be successful, and it's going to allow Weeha to get a free tier 1 in the mid lane, which is going to accelerate his farm towards the Radiance. He's almost got his relic, so Radiance timing probably around minute 13 or 14 is going to be possible for him.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing really good now. Mid lane, Mu is just all in, stepping into the smoke cloud to try to go get the most out of his dragon form. And KP trying to zone out everyone, does have the Ravage, he's threatening it out.
They are very, very antsy in terms of their push. They're trying really hard to get a kill, running in with the dive, popping the dust, but not going to be successful.
I mean, the acid spray Nair now just zoning out every which one. Mu's going to have that dragon form, and I mean, he's still going to be sitting back. How is able to do a decent amount of damage with the Drow Ranger, and they are going to be able to go through and at least making an even tower exchange in the mid lane.
DC is doing the right thing. They have one hero.
Oh, the Winter's Curse! Mu slapped out of existence by his own teammates.
What a curse there by Saxa there. Huge play, getting a crucial kill, buying even more time.
Dire's
He
top
cancelled
tower
TP, I
is
think.
under
Someone was
attack.
TPing top to defend the tower. But right now, because of that, DC is going to get an extra tier 1 at top, on top of the kill onto the Dragonite there. So this is just exceptional play by DC.
Dire's
Spreading
top tower
the map
has
with their
fallen.
heroes and just getting all the towers and map control.
Yeah, Moo has been kind of left to his own devices here. Aside from that, first roar to secure a solo kill, he's been left to just go and farm and do his thing. And now Misery pinging out KP. Maybe they want to get something done. They do have the Primal Roar back online, but that might be a little too ambitious. Beastmaster, again, slow rolling up. Already has the first Necro books completed if he wants to go in, and he's saving for his Blink Dagger about halfway there.
Yeah, Tide has his mech in the meantime, so that's gonna be important for
Dire's top
newbies
tower
5
is
man.
under attack.
But they are gonna have to ramp things up faster. Alchemist is getting out of control. And they're gonna use the map vision they have from the Ricky and the Hawk to be able to find pickoffs, so it's very dangerous for newbie to split up and farm. They need to group up and just take fights.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping we see the first Ravage soon. There is going to be a big smoke group up. This could be the first Roche pick if they want to go in.
Ricky, he's gonna break the smoke.
Oh, is he though? They just wrap straight into the pit.
Oh, he missed them.
They go, they hug that right side, and now walking up into the jungle, the scan coming out. Oh, it does reveal that there's a smoke gate coming in. Mass pings out from the Radiant, and they have the option to go and TP and defend this, or they can just apply some pressure elsewhere in the lanes.
Yeah, and meantime, Ursa is going to get an early BKB after the Blink. Like I suggested, he needs Blink plus BKB this game to be effective in the team fight. So as soon as he gets that, he's going to be able to
Radiant's
blink in
bottom
and focus on
tower
the
is
Drow
under
Ranger,
attack.
which is a very important target first. And Newbee not feeling safe with the Drow on top, so TP's down. They have to be able
Dire's
to
middle tower
play
is
around
under
each other.
attack.
They need to group up and
Radiant's
fight
bottom
as a team.
tower is
They
under
cannot
attack.
split up. Once they split up, it's going to allow DC a lot of opportunities to pick off.
Yeah, we're going for a trade here. Tier 1, Tier 2. I mean, getting that down this Tier 1 does give a lot of control over the Radiant jungle and the Roche pit, but I just don't know if they can afford to lose a Tier 2 right here. It seems like DC are already in the wings. If there is going to be a rotation back to defend this, and Newbee, they go get a tower and they just kind of
Are
amble
they
out.
going Roshan?
Oh, if they're going Roshan, they have the option to get punished real quick. There's going to be a solo TP. Two heroes coming in. KP does go for the gush onto Moo. Depending if they want to rotate in the Ricky, this could be a nice little team fight there. As Ursa, we hear him screaming up. He's getting ready. He just wants to go.
Yeah, they have the smoke out to make sure that the Ravage doesn't go off. So KP has to be very, very careful here. DC wants to move them around and outmaneuver them and find solitary pickoffs. And Newbee, right now, they don't have 5 heroes on top, so it's very dangerous for them to take this fight. Their
Wait.
heroes only work very well if they group up together.
Yeah, we see heroes from Newbee that TP'd in, just forced up to their high ground as they just watch Moose slap this thing down with the help of his little boars. Those things look nothing like boars. Anyway, there was going to be a Tier 2 tower going down, so DC firmly in control of Dire territory. Rotation back down from Newbee. They know they have to get some control going on, but hopefully they don't just get too aggressive, too desperate, and make too crazy a play. So now Misery's going to go in, revealing what's going to be going down. There will be a gush here onto Saxa. The rest of the team should be able to go in. There's going to be a Dragon Tail onto Saxa. They're going to be able to burn him down very, very quickly. He goes in with the Cold Embrace, but it can only help him for so long. He's just delaying the inevitable here, and unfortunately will lose his life. Newbee commit a lot for that, though, and they're debating, do we go into the pit? I mean, Radiant have got to be keen on this.
Yeah, this is very important. They have to get the Roshan. Like I said, if Ursa manages to get the Roshan and Drow doesn't get the Aegis, it will be really bad for them. And the buyback there is going to discourage Newbee from trying to go for the Roshan. But then again, this is really good for DC. They don't want Newbee to group up 5 heroes. They are forcing right now Newbee to split up because top lane is pushing in. They have to send a hero to deal with that lane, and if they have a hero TPing out top, they might be able to send the Ursa into the Roche pit to get the Roshan. So Newbee has to be very careful what they decide to do in the next few minutes. It's very crucial. The Roshan is up for grabs for the Ursa or the Drow Ranger.
I mean, do you think if Newbee just went full throttle all into the pit, they could get the job done, or will DC punish that right away?
If they go 5 heroes into the pit right now, they might get caught by the curse, so that's not something that they want to. And they have the vision more from the Hawk, so it's very dangerous for them to go for the pit right now. They have to somehow position themselves very well. Maybe just the D key and the Drow hitting the Roshan, Lion, and Phoenix, and the Tide has to split up around the pit, making sure that DC don't get a very big 5-man curse. So if they want to do the Roshan, they need to position themselves very well to do it. But then again, if you're DC, you don't have to take the fight at the Roche pit, right? You can always just split push with your Beastmaster, your Ursa, and your Alchemist, what you have been doing so far.
Yeah, I mean, Beastmaster's doing phenomenally this game, switching over to net worth. He's going to be sitting on top of the DK, who is camping mid. He already has himself Necro 3s, and I mean, if he keeps this up, he's definitely not too far from a Blink Dagger.
The DK's never suffered from his constant roaming, and he didn't really get off successful ganks all the time. And definitely the solo kill on Tide as well, propelling the Beastmaster into a very good position in terms of net worth this game. So those are the things that went really badly for Newbee this game. And I wouldn't say it's severely hampered their overall game plan, but it definitely have effect onto their overall timing and strategy that they might have been able to group up and push, get the Roshan a lot earlier if those events didn't happen to their lineup.
All right, Reconnect's coming out. Hopefully we on the Alchemist able to join back in. He's still doing phenomenally. You talked about important timings here. He's got his Armlet, his Radiance, Boots of Travel completed at under 16 minutes in with 2,000 gold in the bank. His net worth is absolutely phenomenal, almost at that 1k a minute mark.
Yeah, it's gonna go for the Manta next standard build, and once that item comes up, it's going to be very difficult for Newbee to keep the lanes pushed. Their heroes don't push out lanes very quickly unless the Drow decides to go for early Maelstrom like the last game. We saw the Drow going for an early Maelstrom, pushing out lanes, so that might be one of the considerations that Newbee has to think about. If they're not going to be successful with their 5-man, they have to gear towards late game, they need to get farming items on their heroes, they need to allow the Drow to scale to be able to deal with the Alchemist, but you know, whatever you do, Alchemist is going to be more farm than you because of Grievous Greed, so you're not going to be able to outfarm him. You just have to be able to, you know, try your best to keep up and get more items along the way. That's not what you want with Newbee's lineup. You want to be able to push and take all their towers right now. Group 5-man, continue sieging and go to the high ground at some point. But because their early game didn't go so well, so the plan is kind of like difficult right now.
Yeah, are you surprised with Newbee's performance here? I mean, going in, we talked about how fantastic Newbee are looking, how cohesive they're looking. Is it just a couple of mistakes in laning phase that put them behind, or is it DC just being clean as hell?
I don't think DC has been like super clean with the decision making, but overall I felt like the two mistakes, like I said, the Tide getting solo killed and the DK roaming around wasting a lot of time. I would say the Tide's mistake has been so far the biggest for his team. Getting solo killed by Beastmaster.
Well, they're looking to make it even here. Big smoke gank up. All 5 heroes going to be plopping down. Winter Wyvern, oh boy, plopping down. That is going to be an absolutely...
The same hero that got picked off the last time.
Yeah, poor girl. She's trying.
So the Roshan should be theirs right now.
Yeah, that was a buyback on the Winter Wyvern.
At the same time, I said it's not a big deal for DC to not get the Roshan or to not be able to contest. They're pushing top with the Ursa, and they're trying to push the other lanes as well, like Misery. Misery is not pushing mid lane. Oh, did he get dusted? No. Barely escaped the range of the dust there. Like Chuan felt he was nearby because of the sentry what he saw him previously. Like Roshan gonna be newbies, but DC doesn't have to be too worried about that. They can continue farming and split pushing the lanes and just use their vision advantage to pick Newbee off when they are separated.
I mean, Resolution on the Ursa, even without the Aegis, even without a whole lot of kills to his name, was still able to go through and start hammering on the tier 3s at 17 minutes.
He has the recipe and the overcup, so he's not that far away from his BKB. That's his most crucial item this game for his team. And Alchemist continue farming away. He's also halfway to his Manta. So right now Newbee has to be able to either pick off heroes, then they can proceed to push. Otherwise the lanes are always going to be on their side of the map. They just acquired a blink onto move, so that's going to allow them to get a pick off and group up and push towers.
They're going in. Resolution going down. Obviously not ideal. He has the blink, but no time to react. To go in, he will be able to land up the Earth Spike.
That's big.
Yeah, that's going to be a very big kill. So Resolution flopping down. That's going to be almost 400 gold going straight to the DK. So he's definitely making up for lost time.
Look at Misery here, like farming in front of the Tide. Like, this is all they know they need to do. They need to be able to slow them down, pull the creep waves away, try to split push. Like every small little bit that you can do will be extremely helpful in terms of the overall big picture for DC.
I mean, how unfortunate was that Ursa kill? Can they come back from that easy, or was that just detrimental?
He didn't lose too much gold. I think he was like at 200 gold, so that's not that bad. I mean, losing a hero is not ideal, but he didn't lose gold, and he's still on his way to his BKB, which I said is the most important item he needs to get this game for them to be able to fight head on. Once they acquire the BKB on Ursa and the BKB on Alchemist at some point, the team fights will be much easier for DC to handle. Those two heroes can just BKB and run in and kill the Drow first.
Now sitting back, I mean, they're really trying to tease out some abilities and some rotations from Newbee. DC pushing it aggressively.
They know they're split up. They saw heroes at bottom and they saw heroes Mu pushing up mid alone, so they understand that Newbee are not together right now. So they TP back, they smoke, they want to pick off any hero they find right now. How would be a really good target. They can kill him twice if they find him, but they're going on to the right side, so they'll find Kaipi instead. The smoke cloud will be super useful against Tide, but they're deciding against it. They seem like they want to go for the draw. Yeah, they're going to go for
they're
the draw.
channeling up. They will be able to go. They do get a latch onto how Primal Roar committed for the first life. How do they keep them locked down for the second? Well, Misery Smoke Cloud is going to be a great start, and they are going to be able to go through. How lands the dust. It's going to be able to go down to the bottom, but oh, Ursa's hungry jaws just waiting for him right there.
There was no way that he could have escaped there unless they waste the blink somehow, and he forced off and he managed to TP away. But Ursa, played by Resolution, they're really patient, waited for the force stuff, then blink on him and to finish off the kill. So removing the Aegis at the same time. That's why I said Newbee has to group out together. The moment they separate, DC are going to be able to use their vision advantage to just get a pick off.
You talk about DC's vision advantage, and obviously their observer wards are great, but check out the pickup on Phoenix.
Does he have a gem?
Oh yeah, he's got an early gem.
I mean, it's really crucial against the Hawk, the Riki, all the wards, because when you're constantly 5-manning, you want to make sure that you remove their vision. If you don't do that and the enemies see you moving around, they are able to identify who's alone, who's left behind, and they're going to be able to find pickoffs. So this is the right move for Newbee.
Going in Alchemist, strutting off that new Manta style, and I mean, he's just doing fantastically for himself, still sitting 18,000 net worth at 20 minutes into the game, so he's doing exactly what he needs to do. I mean, the Beastmaster is next up on the chart. Is the Ursa falling a little too far behind?
Nah, he's fine. He's fine. Ursa doesn't farm as fast as Beastmaster or Alchemist if you're not getting Roshan or if you're not constantly getting kills. So I think it's fine for the Ursa to be in his position right now, but as long as his other teammates are farming, Alchemist is constantly pushing out lanes and Newbee can't group up together. They found a pick here in the mid lane.
Yeah, that's going to be an easy kill onto Misery. There's not much they can do about that. It's only the Riki, and it does reveal that there's 4 Newbee heroes in the area.
It's not a big deal for DC. Like, he's the most expendable hero, I would say, or the Wyvern, as long as none of your cores go down to a big movement like this from Newbee. As long as when the support dies, the other cores are constantly pushing out the lane, you're okay with if you're DC.
Alright, going in here, Saksa flapping away from the other flappy dude coming back in. Mu goes in, Dragon's Tails up the illusion, and they're just going to be going back, resetting here, as Newbee know that DC have eyes on them, courtesy of these Manta illusions.
Yeah, this Alchemist is just getting out of hand, and Ursa has finally completed his Blink plus BKB. So we'll see whether DC look to utilize this BKB to take a team fight in the near future. They still have not gone to the point where Alchemist has BKB as well. He's currently building into, the Octarine Core, the typical build, Armlet, Radiance Manta, and Octarine Core. So this is going to allow them to continuously split the lane and force Newbee to always not group up, and because they're always constantly worried about dealing with the lanes, so if they group up, they won't be able to deal with the lanes. And right now, let's see whether How goes for a Maelstrom here. They are lacking in terms of wave clear right now. They need to push the lanes quicker so they can group up and push as a unit.
Dire's middle tower.
Yeah, I think it's going to be the Maelstrom coming back out. What do you think of the really early Hurricane Pike?
That's a very good item on Drow. You want to be able to kite the Ursa, especially around. So for a hero like Drow, having an escape ability is very useful, and you can also help your teammates to get away from the Drow Ranger. Sorry, not the Drow Ranger, the Ursa. So I think it's a very good item. I've seen this item on Drow a few times, even on one game on Morphing. And they're playing against Riki. You want to force stuff against the Smoke Cloud.
Oh, how going to be revealed here? Misery just going back in. They start things off. Winter Wyvern trying to get something done with the Arctic Burn, but not going to be too successful. Just driving her off from now, preventing her from finishing off that Ancient Pit. And, well, everyone else from Newbee just kind of sitting around. You talked about the Dragon Knight kind of suffering from lots of early rotations and not really sitting back and farming early on. Is that still what's happening?
Not anymore. He's been focusing on farming, and he was able to get 2 pickups with his Blink so far. So He's been starting to catch up. If you look at the net worth, he's very close to the Drow Ranger right now because of the pickups that he got. But the more important thing for DC right now is the Alchemist is just getting farm everywhere. So he's gonna be able to just continuously scale and get items and eventually get an Agonist for the Ursa, which is gonna be huge. And so same goes for the Beastmaster. These two heroes could use the Agonist very, very well.
Alright, who's his top priority for the Ags? Ursa?
Yeah, I think Ursa's Aghanims this game is the best for DC.
Scan going in, Newbee. I mean, they're going to be keeping some good eyes on those illusions there, but Moo not going to be too hasty to jump. He's sitting back. He does have his level 2 dragon form, but maybe going to be forced to wait. I mean, now DC have gone through, they've cleaned up almost every exterior tower, spare the bottom lane. What's their next plan? Do they go in and look for Roshan? Do they go in and look for team fights? Do they go and just try to slow siege?
Slow siege and maintain map control. Wait for the next Roshan. If they can get the next Roshan, it will be huge for them. Like, DC is extremely comfortable with the position they are in right now as of the whole game. They have pretty good vision around the map, deep wards, they're farming everywhere. Alchemist is just scaling continuously. They have a BKB and Ursa. All the important things are already done for them, and they have Blink, Necrobook. These are the two most important items on Beastmaster.
Right now we've got no man's land down the middle, as no one just wants to be the first one to cross that threshold.
But you can see, despite the huge lead they are very cautious about trying to take a... They are not trying to take a team fight at all against Newbee. Because Newbee's lineup is still very, very strong at taking a team fight. And they only have one BKB on their lineup, which is on the Ursa. Alchemist does not have a BKB, so he could still be taken down in the team fights.
Yeah, I mean, Newbee, we really haven't seen Ravages. Have we seen any Ravages?
I think no. Yeah, I don't think I've seen any Ravage this game, but you can see DC right now still continuously split pushing the lanes, and they're starting to poke at the towers with the illusions, but they're still overall very cautious about.
Oh, they go in the Primal Roar onto the high ground. Chuan easily picked up right there. Slapped down a Moo on a killing spree. There is going to be a gush to follow up. Tidehunter going to continue to hold on to the Ravage. Not going to apply pressure for that one just yet. So Lion dead. No buyback for him. I mean, Newbee can easily wait out that respawn timer, but still pretty annoying to deal with. I mean, Newbee don't feel safe on their own high ground. Now Roshan respawning in 10 seconds. I think DC are content to slow siege as much as they want to and then back off the Rosh.
Yeah, they are very, very careful, and it's the right thing to do. And great smoke screen there by Misery, cancelling the Sunray from Kaka there. Great play. And it's going to allow his team to further siege the tower. It's now down to almost half HP. And Roshan is up whenever DC decides to scout. So they are making all the right plays, the safest plays that would increase their chances of in the game and reducing the risk of Newbee getting a big 5-man Ravage or a big Supernova to win a team fight.
Alright, going straight on through. I mean, Newbee know exactly what's going on. They know DC are in the pit. They know that Ursa, it's crucial for him to get an Aegis, but they just can't do anything about it. They just gotta sit back and prepare for high ground. What's gonna be the most important aspects of Newbee's high ground defense?
The Ravage into Supernova, but really they don't want to be defending their high ground with this lineup. This is not what they want to do. When they're defending, it's more on whether they can initiate and get a big Ravage, but if DC doesn't allow that to happen, they can always position themselves, send the illusions up, poke the tower, and not send... You don't send any of your teammates up apart from the illusions or just the Alchemist. Or the Ursa, because Ursa has Aegis. So as long as DC plays their cards right, it's gonna be difficult for Newbee to get a multiple hero Ravage off into the Supernova. If that doesn't happen for Newbee, it's difficult for them to win a team fight right now. The lead has gone to a point where it's very, very difficult for them to bring down the Alchemist. He's way too farm at this point of the game.
Yeah, I mean, still no BKB for him, so it's not like he's completely immortal, but it's really hard. I think Newbee have to focus all their resources on him, and
he's not even trying to hit the tower. He's just Chemical Rage, illusion, setting his illusion up, so he doesn't need a BKB for that. I mean, at some point, if he wants to siege, fully commit, I think getting a BKB and swapping out the armor would be a good option for the Alchemist this game.
Alright, now Urza's sitting back. He's got himself a BKB, gonna be eventually building in towards that Abyssal Blade. Saksa sitting back, also a Blink Dagger on the Winter Wyvern, so lots of mobility for DC right now. And Ricky, he's got himself 2.5k gold. Is he gonna go for his Diffusal or what?
Blink might be a good option here for him.
So just Blink Daggers all around?
Yeah, you can blink and you drop a smoke screen, And the other thing you can do with the blink is you blink it because your ultimate is based on the AoE around you. So if you blink into the middle of the fight, it's gonna allow you to get a very big tricks of trade-off. So it's a very useful item. The other usage of the item is when you're in trouble, you use your tricks of trade and you can blink out after that. So it's just a very good item for Riki in general. It's a very useful tool.
Oh, I heard a synth somewhere on the backlands. We are gonna have our first ag dropped out, but I gotta make sure.
Is he on the Ursa?
We
Yeah,
don't
it's
miss
on Ursa.
anything. Yeah, so he does have that Ursa ags at the ready. So that's just gonna be basically Ursa just unkillable. He's huge.
Newbee is just getting alchemy.
Oh, they go in there. Good panel roar. It does connect onto move. They can get this lockdown. It's going to be huge. There will be the force staff away. He's going to go BKB into dragon form. They want to get something done there. Ricky with the tricks of the coming back out. KP still holding on to the ravage. Bust the tentacles, man. Do it. He finally gets it done, but it's with his dying breath. He's going to be going down to the base. There's no buyback on him. Nice cold embrace. We'll keep Wee alive, and that's going to be Moo. Is getting completely played, but there's a Winter's Curse, and oh golly gee, that is a dead DK. There's going to be a buyback on the Phoenix, but I think this might be the bitter end here as How going to get controlled up. Nice gust connecting onto 2, but Rouse still ends up losing a life, and the GG does call out in favor of DC, not something a lot of fans were expecting to see today.
Yeah, very well executed game by DC, and Newbee there missed their lineup's strength. I mean, I've been praising them for understanding their strengths and how well their lineup can be used, but this game they were just unable to get their fireman going because DC are really good at splitting the map, catching up heroes with their vision, the Riki and the Beastmaster, and the solo kill on the Beastmaster. I think that is the biggest thing that helped DC propel into a very good mid game. Just very good play by Moo there, getting the kill and transitioning into the mid game with all the pickoffs that he got from the vision with the Riki and the Hawk. So